Welcome. Phew, we got here eventually.
Oh,
Sorry for keeping you waiting.
that was a busy time. We're half an hour late.
We're half an hour late. We've had technical problems today.
Yes, we have.
But we get here eventually, don't we?
Yes, we did.
So welcome to another adventure with us.
Yes.
In time and space.
So, yes,
I'm
welcome. I'm Lewis Moon.
And what do we have on this week's show?
Well, our main feature is Judge My Tenure on both the 8th Doctor and the War Doctor.
Oh, yes, it's a double one.
A double one, yeah.
A double one, which we thought was a good idea on the basis that neither of them have got too much source material.
Yes.
What else do we have on the show?
We have our first part of our review on the 3rd Doctor Adventure, Colony in Space, which we rather enjoyed. But we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that a bit later. We'll have some news and some views.
Yes.
And
a bit of quiz and question and some fun facts.
So probably a slightly shorter episode than last week, but or most weeks. Partly because of the fact that we spent most of our time trying to actually get on air. But let's kick off with some news, shall we, to start off?
Yeah, okay. And we'll read some comments on the news to see what people make of the news.
Okay.
But it's just loading now, this bit of news. But episode 11 of Series 9 is apparently Moffat's most challenging script yet. Remember, he did say that this had a big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Quite about a year ago now.
Yeah, that's right. The interesting thing about this is that obviously Moffat's had a few challenging scripts in his time, hasn't he? For instance, how do you actually get something which people are going to be satisfied with for the 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
So, I think we've got to have every faith in him that he can deliver. Does it say too much about it?
Yes, okay. Stephen Moffat has admitted that episode 11 of Series 9 is proving to be one of his most challenging scripts to finish yet. Speaking at last week's BAFTA NY panel, he said, "I've got a script where I've set myself a ludicrous challenge. When episode 11 comes up in the next series of Doctor Who, you'll see just how ludicrous a challenge I set myself. Dear God, I'm in a state of panic about it. Even now, sitting here, I am thinking, when I get back tonight, could I just try another way of doing it? Remaining calm and knowing that even though the director is joining next week, you're going to have to wait until it's right."
So that's quite interesting, isn't it? So next week, the director's joining, so the filming must be ready to commence shortly. And he's not even finished writing it yet.
So they're going to film the finale before they're going to film the episodes 9 and 10?
Maybe so, yeah. Either that or maybe he's just going to meet up with the director early on to talk through it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. Yeah. Maybe it's that.
So let's see what people think. Someone says, "I doubt it's harder to do than The Night of the Doctor, albeit that had an ending in the script and was only changed in production. This better be concluded properly, though." Someone else says, "I've learned not to be scared by this kind of talk, and it's just the kind of writer he is, pushing himself, punishing himself, and perhaps doing the unthinkable just because you shouldn't. Like RTD showed with The Second Coming, one of the most exhilarating ways of getting the most mind-blowing endings is to write yourself into a corner and have to fight laterally to get out of it." Another person says, "Remember, Missy's role in the Series 9 opener is an unconventional one. What if Missy proves to be an unlikely ally to Clara in the series opener, which would result in Clara beginning to trust Missy? And that is exactly what Missy would also want to put her plans in place. So my guess regarding Moff's cliffhanger, Clara might turn against the Doctor completely and threaten to kill him, and she is revealed to be completely brainwashed by Missy after having gained her confidence in the Magician's Apprentice, The Witch's Familiar. So how does the Doctor deal with Clara under such circumstances?"
I don't think. I tell you what I do think first.
Yes.
I do think that we will see. We've already heard that there's going to be Missy's going to be a bit different this time around. I actually believe she's going to be working with the Doctor and Clara to try and find Gallifrey or something.
Yeah. Some challenge.
And then I think right at the end, pretty similar to what happened in Logopolis, where actually there's certain parts of it they have to work together, don't they?
Yeah.
But then in the end, the Master, as it is then, double crosses the Doctor, and I think that will probably be something to do with that ending.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of series, they'll be working as a team.
How many episodes do you think Missy will be in?
Probably the first and the last one.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll be in any in between. It hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah. Maybe hinted in between. Maybe like the last scene and things like that, like what we had a little bit with this time around, where we didn't know who this mysterious Missy character was.
I think they should do a different story arc where there's something at the end, something different.
Yeah. Doesn't it seem a long time ago now when you look back to us not knowing who Missy was?
Oh yeah. I know.
You get these little teasers, wouldn't you, at each episode? And, well, the majority of the episodes, they'd be like, who is this character? We need to know.
Yeah, I know. Then every episode you think, are we going to find out this episode? Are we going... Well, we knew we weren't going to find out in those episodes.
But eventually we did, and now we just take it for granted. Have we got any other comments, or are you moving on to the next item?
I'm moving on to the next item of news. Moffat says that 12 is pretending he doesn't fancy Clara. It seems Stephen Moffat has different ideas to Peter Capaldi when it comes to how he views the 12th Doctor and Clara's relationship. Speaking at the recent BAFTA NY panel, Moffat said, "We're in a very different place with the Doctor and Clara in the modern series. It's been a while since I've seen the early stages of the 12th Doctor trying to pretend he doesn't fancy Clara. Oh, you're ugly. Disgusting. Stop looking so good."
With your wide face.
In truth, in most cases with the Doctor, he always loves them more than they love him. That's his story. He always besotted with them, even though he's trying to pretend that he isn't.
Yeah, I think that it's probably. I know Peter Capaldi really hates the whole idea that the Doctor fancying his companion, doesn't he? He seems to. I think on the basis of the fact that Matt Smith's the 11th Doctor obviously did have a bit of a shine for her. I think it's hard to think that the Doctor would suddenly go off her, even if he is with a different personality and everything. So I think deep down he probably does have a soft spot for her.
Yes. By the way, the news comments, you can comment on them on Doctor TV when they come out.
Yeah.
I thought let's read some more comments. I thought the biggest debate for Capaldi signing on to be the 12th Doctor is that there be no flirting between Doctor and companion.
Well, I don't think there has been, has there? Really?
No, there hasn't.
So it's just really, I think in the end you think into it what you want to think into it.
Yeah, I think maybe Stephen is right. The Doctor kind of fancies his companions, but I think I like it when it isn't so blatant that he likes them that way. But that might be because I'm really old. And
I'd agree with that as well. I don't like it when it's really blatant. But she's a good-looking girl. He's bound to like her, even though he's an alien. Who wouldn't? You'd have to be a real weirdy alien not to.
Yeah.
Like fancy somebody with long tentacles or something. That's an alien.
Medusa.
Yeah, good one.
How does Moffat reconcile this statement with 12's Clara? With 12's Clara, I'm not your boyfriend line in Deep Breath. Surely that was an indication that any relationship they had would not be romantic and a final one.
But maybe that's him just saying that to himself, really, arguing to himself.
Yeah. I think we need to keep in mind before any discussion about the Doctor's romantic Pacific.
I don't know I even know that. Do you know, I don't even know what that word is. I don't think that's a real word.
Proclivities or something.
I don't know that word.
Or the lack thereof, that the actual driving force behind it is the BBC and their standards for such behaviour on family-oriented shows. I'm going to look that up. Let me look.
Do you know, the thing is about that, I've always, ever since we started doing this podcast, I've always known there'll come a day when there'll be a word that you can't say, that you pass it over to me to say, and I can't say it either. I'm the adult, I'm the foolish one. No, everyone will let you off if you can't say it because you're a child. But yeah, that's.
It's actually a real word.
Yeah.
Does
it say how it's pronounced? Oh, that
a tendency to choose or do something regularly, an inclination or predisposition towards a particular thing.
So, you've learned that here, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know it already, that's what that word means. If you didn't know it already and it was just me that didn't, then I apologise for my foolishness. Do we have any other news? Preferably without any big words.
But anyway, this isn't part of the this isn't part of the news article, but we'll talk about this later. That today starts the Symphonic Spectacular. It'll be quite good to watch. I hope so. Hopefully, some of you may go.
Fantastic.
So, the long list for the 2015's TV Choice Awards has been announced, and Doctor Who has been nominated in 3 categories. So, you can cast your vote now. There's a link in the show notes.
Okay.
Voting on the long list will remain open until midnight on Friday, 5th of June. It will be narrowed to a shortlist for final voting. The Doctor Who categories in full. Best Family Drama is Call the Midwife, Casualty, Doctor Who, Father Brown, Holby City, or WPC 5/6.
Okay.
Do you watch any of those apart from
only Doctor Who, but I wouldn't watch any of the others.
No, neither.
It's a certain winner as far as I'm concerned.
There's a lot of actors.
Okay.
I'll just narrow it down. So Oren Barnard, Scylla, Hugh Bonneville, Downton Abbey, Tom Burke, The Musketeers, Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston, Safe House, Michael Gambon, The Casual Vacancy, David Morrissey, The Driver,
I know who'll win this.
John Sim, Prey, and David Tennant, Broadchurch.
I bet he wins. I bet David Tennant wins that with Broadchurch.
Yeah. And then Best Actress.
I'd still go for Capaldi.
Amanda Abington, Mr. Selfridge. Brenda Breslin, Vera, Jenna Coleman, Doctor Who, Olivia Colman, Broadchurch, Keely Hawes, who was in the last 2, Casual Vacancy, Saran Jones, Scott and Bailey, Sheridan Smith, Scylla. I think most of the ones I read have been in Doctor Who somewhere.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right.
Most of them were in. I'm not reading the comments for that one, but most of them were in Doctor Who.
Yeah. No, that's good. Interesting. I don't really know too many of them, and to be honest, I don't really watch that much telly. I only really watch Doctor Who with you, The Simpsons with you, Game of Thrones, and football occasionally. That's about all I ever watch on TV. So I can't really comment too much.
Let me see.
Walking Dead, of course.
Oh yeah, you started that.
Yeah. So, any more news?
I'm just looking for where I was going to find it.
We've actually, whilst there's a little break, whilst you're finding that, are you going to mention the other project that we've got?
Yes, go on, you can mention it.
Well, it's your brainwave, so maybe you should say it.
Oh, great. Sofa and we review or randomise the stories in more depth. And we have a comedic sketch in it.
Yeah.
We have a review of merchandise and lots more in it.
Yeah. So it's going to supplement this podcast, isn't it? But it'll be a video one, so you have to make do with my ugly face and Lou's beautiful face.
No, it's the other way around.
And
not like that.
We've been doing a bit of preparation today for it, haven't we? We've done a bit of the filming, we've done the opening sequence, and we've hopefully that'll be hitting your screens shortly.
Yes.
Next week, probably.
Yes,
I
hopefully.
imagine.
Yeah. So remember a few weeks ago we had an in-depth look at Roger Delgado?
Yes, we did.
Today it's part 2 of Masterology, and we are going to look at Peter Pratt and Geoffrey Beevers.
Okay.
So after the Master's final body began to decay and rot, suggesting centuries spent in that single incarnation, the Time Lord underwent a radical change. In clear contrast to his predecessor, this Master could feel Death's hand drawing ever nearer. Whilst before he was both mobile and capable of blending in, now he was forced to hide his involvement until the very last moment. The decrease in mobility, increase in carefulness, pointed to a very cautious individual, and it showed too in this Master's plans. Whereas before he would freely interact with others regardless of how far along his plans were, this Master would spend most of his stories inside his TARDIS, closely observing the events taking place outside until the very moment victory was within his grasp. This was not always the case, though, as the Master was forced to do his own bidding on occasion, such as when he assassinated the Lord Preston.
Exciting.
So,
I don't think I know too much about these two guises of the Master. What do you make?
You've never seen one with them?
I don't think so. Or if I have, I was very little and don't really remember.
Deadly Assassin or Keeper of Trakan.
Funny, the Deadly Assassin is one of the episodes I'd most like to see come up in the randomizer. It's a shame we're not going to press the randomizer today, are we?
No.
It's always a sad moment, isn't it? That's the only problem when you get 6-parters, is you've got to go 2 weeks before we press the button again.
I know. It's annoying.
Never mind. Any other thoughts?
What do you think of the look?
Oh, the look at this. So this is the one with the mangly-looking face, the sort of cloak over the head, and the eyes that are sort of forcing out of their face, aren't they?
Can you chat about it?
Yeah. I don't really know too much about either, but I think it's one of the. If you think of the Master, you immediately think of Delgado. After Delgado, I probably next picture this mangly face one, just because you see it in so many different shots. I was just looking at the comments underneath this article, and somebody said that actually Beevers is their favourite Master. But I don't know. Difficult to say. I think to me the Master will always be Delgado, but yeah. Any other thoughts on that, or should we move on to the next?
No, let's move on to the next item. So we're going to look at some news which isn't on Doctor Who TV this time. Let's see. Doctor Who showrunner Stephen Moffat has not ruled out the possibility of a return for River Song, although he admits he has reservations about any character spending too long with the Time Lords. It entirely depends on whether we've got a good story, said Moffat. It's certainly not ruled out. I have a sort of worry, said Moffat. Oh, an advert. It's certainly not ruled out. I have a sort of worry about keeping anybody around in the Doctor's life for too long, because he's the man who leaves. He's the man who outlives everybody. That's his story. In the end, the body in his box, and he's alone. In the end, if we had a great story, we'd do it. One man who seems extremely keen to see Alex Kingston's... no, don't advertise me.
It's the problem with the internet nowadays, isn't it? You get so many adverts pop up.
Yeah. One man who seems extremely keen to see Alex Kingston's sassy Mrs. Song opposite Peter Capaldi's irascible 12th Doctor is Moffat's predecessor, Russell T Davies, who apparently told him their encounter would be a sex storm. Could he perhaps be the one to script such a meeting? Only with a lot of editing, jokes Moffat, referring to Davies' recent rather risque Channel 4 drama, Cucumber.
You know, I think Russell T Davies, you've got to give a lot of credit to, because he brought the series back. He wrote some great series, but I do think that the series has come on so much since he left. I'm not a big lover of Russell T Davies.
No, neither am I.
Yeah.
But he's still alright.
Yeah, there's just too much of sheen on it, hasn't there? And I've been seeing some of his other things. They're awful, in my opinion. Sorry, Russell. Any other news?
Wait a minute.
They wait. What you need is, I do think that's the only problem when you do a podcast like this one, where all you can do is hear the voices. If you just say, wait a minute, it's just like this deadly silence, and no one can actually see anything. They can't even see your puzzled expression as you desperately try to find the next item.
Should we look at a birthday bit now?
Yes, why not?
Our final item on today's news, but they're on DoctorWhoNews.net, which you can find. It's got like loads of the most recent news, and it's got the birthdays today and what happened on this day.
Excellent.
So let's see if anyone's birthday is today, what episodes and people were born on this day.
Okay.
The Aztecs Temple of Evil was broadcast 51 years ago.
Wow.
Inferno episode 3 was broadcast 45 years ago.
A particular favourite of yours?
Yes.
Isn't that astounding though when you think about that? You know, that's older than me.
Yeah. Doctor Who Shada Online Part 4 was broadcast 12 years ago. And K9 The Custodians was broadcast 5 years ago. And The Eternity Clock, which was a game, was broadcast 3 years ago.
We never did get to see that one, did we? Okay.
No. So Sarah Bartle-Smith is 44 today, 6 credits including Director of Photography for Death is the Only Answer. Don Warrington is 64 today, credited as the President in Rise of the Cybermen, The Age of Steel. Andrew Burt is 70 today, credited as Valgard in Terminus. Alec Ross would be 93 today, credited as Bob Hall in The Evil of the Daleks. Marius Goring would be 103 today, credited as Theodore Maxitable in Evil of the Daleks.
Excellent. Can I just make a comment here? It's on an unrelated matter.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I watched last Saturday evening. I've told you this already, so but for the benefit of the listeners, I watched Tank Girl.
Yes.
And it was produced by, or directed by...
Oh, I forgot. Rachel Tallahay.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. That's quite interesting. It was good. It's good fun. It's a good fun film. Very different. Very much. I mean, it's based on a comic strip. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an aside that we like to do periodically.
Yeah, we do.
We're not a Tank Girl podcast.
You could do a Tank Girl podcast,
You could do.
even though I've never watched it. You could do one. You could do a Tank Girl podcast.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do one afterwards.
Yes, okay.
So, what's next on the show?
We should do some fun facts, I think.
Okay. You get funning and
Now,
acting.
remember last week we did some fun facts?
Yeah, we did.
Do you want to take it in turns to read a fun fact?
I know. I like listening to you fun facts.
Okay.
Because, as you know, I don't know hardly any facts at all.
No, I mean, I've written them down.
No, that's right.
Okay.
You get the
Okay.
credit for them.
So here, fun facts. The sketch A Curse of Fatal Death, written by Stephen Moffat, was the only story or sketch story to feature a woman doctor.
Mm.
The Web Planet is the only story to feature no humanoid villains.
Mm.
The most watched story was The City of Death, with 16.1 million viewers in one part, only because ITV was in industrial problems that caused Sharda.
Oh, right. Okay, well, that's interesting, though, isn't it? I never knew that. Because we looked at the E-ratings once, didn't we? And wondered why some of them were so as high as they were. So that obviously explained it. There was no ITV. Quite why anybody would want to watch ITV anyway.
Yeah.
It's awful. There we have it.
So Georgia Moffat, who plays the Doctor's daughter Jenny, was married to David Tennant, whose new father-in-law is Peter Davidson. Timey-wimey, huh? The sonic screwdriver was destroyed by a pterodactyl in The Visitation and returned 23 years later in Rose.
I never knew that. Did the Doctor not have a sonic screwdriver in all the interim period?
I don't think he did.
Wowzer, I never knew that. That is a fun fact.
Torchwood is an anagram of Doctor Who.
I knew that.
So, how many of those facts do you know?
There's a handful of them, but I'll tell you what, that one about the sonic screwdriver, I'm amazed by that. Amazed I am.
It briefly returned in the TV movie. I'm not counting that.
Excellent.
So, do you like these fun facts?
I do like them, yeah.
They're quite a good feature to the show.
But time's cracking on, so we probably need to get on to the next slot.
Should we talk about Judge My Tenure?
Judge My Tenure is the main item, after all.
Should I explain what this feature's about?
You should. Yes.
So what Judge My Tenure is about is we have sort of our review on each era of Doctor Who, and we look at the good things, the bad things, and we ask questions to either judge their era, either judge their tenure, or to make that to improve their era's rating.
Improve their tenure.
Improve their tenure, yes.
So, which Doctors do we have? Which Doctor do we have today?
Well, first up, we have the 8th Doctor.
Okay.
So come into the court.
So 8th Doctor being
Paul McGann.
Paul McGann.
So now, do you want to start with the good bits?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
9th Doctor. I think what is that is what it's called, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What 9th Doctor did more than anything was, apart from the fact that when it came out, it was a real surprise when you sort of you looked to see that there was this new teaser for the 50th, and when it came in and it was Paul McGann, it was like a wow, that's amazing, wasn't it? It was one of the most exciting moments, I think.
And they hid it.
Yeah, and but what it also did, once you got over that immense surprise and shock, was by the time it finished, you thought, I really wish we'd had more of Paul McGann as Doctor, because actually he came across so well in that.
I know.
And you know, I think his strong points really showed more than they did in the movie. I think the movie isn't great.
Yeah, but I'll talk about that in the bad points.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like Paul McGann is a bad Doctor. It's just that he suffered the effects of the 90s, and it wasn't very popular, the TV movie and the scripts and everything. But I think in the Big Finish adventures and in Night of the Doctor, he just shows you that he is a good Doctor and he is a good actor, but it's just in the TV movie he was wasted.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I think I mean, I've not heard any of the Big Finish stuff, but you hear a lot of people saying that his series is really good.
I've not heard any of Paul McGann's, but I have heard Big Finish before.
Yeah, we have heard is some trailers and things, haven't we?
Yeah, we've heard Paul McGann trailers, but I've always wanted to watch Dark Eyes. Listen to Dark Eyes.
Well, maybe we will one day.
Yes.
Maybe we will. So, yeah. So, what do you think? What do you think of the bad points about it?
Now, like you said, for the good points, the TV movie. That's a bad point. Well,
do you not like it? Because
I mean,
we watched it, didn't we? Well, we haven't watched all of it.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's just it's a bit cheesy.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. It is a little bit cheesy.
It's just really 90s.
And also, and again, this isn't Paul McGann's fault, but it was probably the first time where they tried to bring in this sort of romantic, where the Doctor changed to actually, rather than just having these companions, which were his friends, all of a sudden he started fancying them.
Really?
And that never really happened up until that point, had they? Which actually, I guess when you think about who the Doctors were, it's probably a good thing because, you know, John Pertwee fancying the young Sarah Jane would have been a bit weird.
Yeah, that would be
similarly, Patrick Traps. It's definitely William Hartnell. Sylvester McCoy fancying Ace would have been a bit strange.
Or Mal.
Or Mal, yeah. But that would just been wrong, wouldn't it? That would just be insane, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe the fact that he'd regenerated into a younger persona made it slightly more plausible.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
It's too drastic, I think, and it's all right in the new era because of their personality. I suppose he is sort of a more lovey and younger version, but I think it fits the RTD cheesy era more than it does in any other era.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. And actually, RTD's period is quite like the movie. Actually,
yeah, it is. I think people who love the RTD era should really like the TV movie because it's like exactly the same because there's lots of cheesiness.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you think of the companions?
Well, we've only had Grace and we had Cindy, I think, in Night of the Doctor.
Yeah. Is Cindy actually in some of the radio ones or not?
I think. Well, there is some people in the Big Finish ones, but I forgot who they're called now. There's one major one. I think if he was going to be in it a bit longer, I think Bernie Summerfield would have been a companion with him.
I don't think I was really that taken with the companion in the movie. She was all right.
Grace Holloway.
Yeah, she was okay. She was all right, but she wasn't great.
Too companion-y.
Yeah. I don't know, and you don't really see enough of any others to really know, do you? But what about villains wise?
Villains. We've only had the Master, or you couldn't count the Sisters of Khan. The Master. He's the worst Master we've seen, I think.
Yeah, which I don't think is the actor's fault.
No, it isn't the actor. He plays he's all right. It's just he doesn't look like the Master, or he doesn't feel like the Master. He just isn't the Master to me.
It surprises me that they chose the Master. I would have thought they would have been far better off going with the Daleks.
Yeah.
But
I know.
I don't know. It probably still would have been cheesy, but
yeah.
It didn't feel very. It didn't feel very sci-fi. You see what I mean?
We're going into a TV movie review instead of an Eighth Doctor.
We are really, aren't we?
This is strange.
I think that's mainly because it's difficult because we don't know too much about the Eighth Doctor.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Have you got any other thoughts on the Eighth Doctor?
How would you rate him at 10?
Again, it's difficult because he has played such a small part, but I actually think from the small bit that we got to see of him for the 50th Night of the Doctor, I really would love to see more of him. I think he'd be a really, really good Doctor. That's why I constantly say if they make a movie, I would love it to be a Paul McGann Doctor movie. You know.
So your score?
I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
War Doctor.
The War Doctor. So this is the
Coming
first
to the
time.
court.
The first time we've done a two-parter with two doctors.
And the only time with Judge Montana, probably.
Do you want to start with the good points?
Okay, yeah, I'll start. As you always say, John Hurt's a great actor, and
That was going to be my first answer. Good point.
No.
John Hurt. John Hurt.
But he just plays the Doctor so well, and the way he sort of plays it with he's sort of feels war torn, and you can see how drastic he's changed since his eighth incarnation, and how he's turned into sort of a trigger happy person.
Yeah, what I really like is the fact that it's very different than the Doctors we've been presented at that point in New Who, and he really doesn't understand them, does he?
Yeah.
He doesn't, because they're quite different than how he was. But more than anything, I think he plays the part of a Doctor with a real weight on his shoulders really, really well. And actually, he needs those bubbly young Doctors to help him through it.
Yeah, I've got a bad point actually. Yeah. He was only in one episode, 20 minutes, like.
It's probably the only bad point for me as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of it.
A spin-off or something.
Yeah.
But I don't think they could get John Hurt to do a whole series. I think the only reason why John Hurt did it is because he played the Doctor and it was the 50th.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But something like, I tell you what would be great. Again, audio adventures.
Yes.
You could always do the voice for that.
Yeah.
They could just get
Hello.
they could just get you in to do it. But you wouldn't be able to do it for very long because you would say it hurts your voice.
Yeah, it does.
So when we eventually do a figure adventure with John Hurt, you're going to be in agony by the end of it.
Yeah.
Either that we won't say very much.
Yeah.
Companions, he didn't really have any, did he? So it's difficult to talk too much about his companions.
We don't know of any anyway.
No.
Monsters.
What do you class? Did he really come up against the Zygons? He didn't
No,
really, did he?
he didn't.
He didn't really meet the Zygons.
He didn't meet Kate Stewart, did he?
No. Do you know, to see, I'd love to watch that movie again. The 50th, because
We missed it by one time the other week.
Because I can't actually. It was brilliant, but if you said to me, all I can remember really now is Zygons, cool. Tom Baker bit, best bit in the world ever, and John Hurt, cool. But I don't really remember which bits he was in now.
Yeah, I know.
Struggling to remember. He was blasting Daleks, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But I'd love to see more of John Hurt's Doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see more of John Hurt's. Maybe I think an audio series with him would be good, but I think he'd need some sort of younger companion to sort of boost him along, and like the Young Doctors did. If they could have a multi-Doctor story. And I know the War Doctor is coming back into Titan this summer.
Oh.
Yes, he's coming into Titan Comics in a multi-Doctor story, meeting all of the modern Doctors except Christopher Eccleston. So it surprises me that they've chosen him and not Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor for it. Yeah.
Yes. So, sorry, I'm over the other side.
Yeah, I don't know what to talk about without.
No, I think that's probably about all we can all really add about War Doctor. It's just he was great what we saw of him, but we didn't see much of him because that was always the way it was going to be.
What out of 10 would you give him? And then I'll compare the results.
I'd give him 8 again.
Okay, so draw.
Draw, yeah. And I think probably an 8, but I think both have the potential to be not too far short of Capaldi.
Should I move on to the next section?
Yes, on to the next section.
Okay, so last week we pressed the magic button of the randomizer, and what came up was the Colony in Space, which is the third Doctor episode from series 8 of Doctor Who in the original series. And we chose Colony in Space, which is John Pertwee, Joe, the Master, but he hasn't come into it yet.
So, in terms, just a brief introduction for those that don't know about it, what is the randomizer?
Well, the randomizer is like a big spreadsheet with every single episode ever, and we press it, and if we have it, then we watch the episode and review it the next week.
You do. So, Colony in Space came this time. We're not really going to say too much about it this week, are we? Because we're only partway through it.
Give a brief rerun of the plot.
Okay, effectively, what happens? Bit of background here. The Doctor and Joe Grant. So it's the third Doctor, the first third Doctor episode we've had since we started the randomizer. Arrive on this planet. Can't remember the name of the planet. Can you?
Uxarius.
Okay.
Or something. So it's spelled Uxarius, but I don't know how you pronounce it.
Okay. And basically, there's a colony of humans on there trying to start a new life, but they're struggling because they can't get any of their crops or food to grow. And at the time, as always happens when the Doctor arrives, there's sort of trouble afoot. And what we found so far is there's these weird green primitives who the colony actually seem to have befriended to a certain extent. They know that if they feed them, then the primitives behave fairly well. And to the extent they've actually been helping out, haven't they? They've been helping out with some of the. Certainly, there was an electrician there that had a primitive as a companion. But it all starts going a bit wrong when one of the colony members dies, and you think initially that it's as a result of either a primitive or some other creature that's been disturbed. But then you start building into the equation, there's actually some people mining for some form of ore. I can't remember what it's called now, but
IMC.
Yeah.
Interplanetary Mining Corporation.
Yeah. So they've discovered the worth of this planet, and they're basically trying to fight off the colony. And that's probably about as much as I need to say about it in terms of story.
So what do you think?
I didn't necessarily have high hopes for this one, I'll be honest. When it came up, I thought, don't know, haven't heard about it before. I was glad it was a John Pertwee one because we hadn't seen any of them. I'm glad that we watched the first episode before we looked up the rating in the Doctor Who Monthly magazine.
Yes.
Because actually the first episode I really loved. I thought it was really good, really exciting.
And we saw it was rated about, where was it?
Oh, it was after Greatest Show in the Galaxy, isn't it? I don't know how
it was like 213 or something.
Yeah.
So quite low.
Yeah. But so I really loved the first episode. Today we've watched episodes 2 and 3.
Yes.
They're slower than the first episode.
Yes.
But the story's really good, I think. I really like it. I think, well, we watched 20 so far, haven't we? This is the 21st, is it?
Yeah, this is the 21st.
I think it's going to creep into the top half. I mean, unless the next couple of episodes are rubbish, which could happen.
Yeah.
But it's got quite a slow pace to it, and maybe that's why it's rated as low as it is. But I'm enjoying it. What about you?
Yeah, it's a really good story, and it's better than I remember, actually. And I think of Colony in Space, probably because I've seen it low in the listings, is I think that's a bad episode. But it is.
No. I don't think. I'm not going to say anything about the monsters or anything like that. I think we'll save that till next week. I think that's probably enough said, don't you?
Yes.
For this week.
Yes.
But once we've watched episodes 4, 5, and 6, 4 on Wednesday and 5 and 6 next Saturday, we'll be talking about it on this podcast. Hopefully at an earlier time, unless we have technical issues. So,
quiz or question?
Quiz or question?
Quiz or question.
Do you want to explain the rules again?
So what it was our break last week, like we do every week, but every 2 weeks we have a break. But what we do is we have we get you to ask us quiz or questions.
Quiz or question.
A quiz means that it has a right or wrong answer, and a question means it could go on to a philosophical discussion, and it could take us anywhere. It could take us on a big tangent, really.
Good.
Yes.
It probably will.
Yes, it probably will. Okay.
So what do we have? What do we have? Quiz or questions this week then?
So, first one. What is the best era of Doctor Who?
Best
Quiz
era.
or question?
It's a matter of opinion, so I think it's got to be classed as a question.
Question.
By era, what do you think they mean here? Do you think
they mean
a particular Doctor, or
they
a
mean 1960s or 70s or 2010s or 2000s or 80s? It's 5 to choose from, excluding the 90s.
I would say that it was at the height of its powers in the 1970s.
Yeah.
But it's never looked better than it looks now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go for the 1970s, just because I think that is such a pivotal. I don't know, you think about Doctor Who, like I said before, if most people were asked to draw Doctor Who, even now, so many people would draw Tom Baker.
Yes.
And yeah, so I think the 70s.
Yes.
Would you agree on that?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yep.
Which of your randomizer stories is the odd one out, or is there one?
Is there an odd one out?
A quiz or question?
That's a question again. It's another opinion one. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of a quiz. It's kind of both.
Is it?
I'd
Do you think
say.
so? Do you think
I'd
there's a
say
right
it's
one
both.
answer then, do you?
No, kind of, because
Maybe you've got a better answer than me, because I haven't got one.
I haven't either. But it could be the
At the moment, the odd one out is Colony in Space, because it's got John Pertwee in.
yeah, but there's one with Peter Davison and Colin Baker as well.
Yeah, true, actually. Yeah.
The odd one out. Have we had any Cybermen? Oh, the odd one out would be Army of Ghosts Doomsday, because it's our only Cyberman story we've had.
Yeah. Okay. Onwards and upwards.
What is the best title sequence? Quiz or question?
Ooh, that's again a matter of opinion, so it's a question.
Question.
Now this is a tough one for you. Funny thing enough, I think I would possibly go for the current one.
Yeah.
But I really, when it started for the first story in Capaldi's era, can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Deep breath.
Deep Breath. I didn't really like it very
Neither
much.
did I. I was like, it was in the cinemas, and I was like, I didn't think I liked it. But then, as the series went on till about episode 3 or 4, I just thought it was really good from then on.
It did. It grew on me, and I think it's there or thereabouts my favourite now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's weird though. But again, then also there's something about these old black and white ones in the very first. I mean, look at how powerful it was in the 50th anniversary when you got that opening sequence came in from the William Hartnell era.
Yeah.
That was really powerful, wasn't it?
What, in Name of the Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Doctor, sorry. David Doctor. Then it was David Doctor, wasn't it? It was the 50th anniversary one, wasn't it? When it started with the opening credits from.
Oh yes.
Yes. Any more?
How long do you estimate New Who will last?
I think that unless they have a really duff Doctor, that I can't see it ending for the next 20 years at least.
Stephen Moffat said he definitely thinks he will oversee it. He won't do it, and he says that he thinks Doctor Who will last forever.
I think I can see it stopping for
Yeah.
a year or two or something like that, but then it will come back with a vengeance.
Yes. Like Bex.
Like Bex.
What do you think would be Stephen Moffat's least favourite and favourite episode? Was the question.
It's another question because it's an opinion. Are we thinking of his own, or do we think historic? I reckon he's a bit of a Terror of the Zygons man.
Yeah, it sort of checks that.
Because he brought the Zygons back as much as anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be his favourite. His least favourite. He's a wise man, so it'd probably be Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
Or Twin Dilemma or something. Yeah, or Fear Her.
I still find it hard to believe that Twin Dilemma or Fear Her were as bad as Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
They're not.
Or certainly Delta and the Bannerman.
God. No.
Please no. Any more?
How many stories feature the Master's TARDIS?
No, this has got to be a question, isn't it? Quiz, sorry.
Quiz.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I know it's in Time Flight. I know it's in Logopolis.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in Keeper of Trakan. And there's lots of stories which have it in. I think it's in. No, that's Arani's. I think that's about it.
Okay. And do we have any others?
There's two more.
Okay.
If your TARDIS would be stuck in any shape or form, what one would you choose?
Oh, we can have it in anything, can we?
Yeah.
I would have it as a camper van.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be quite good. Yeah,
that'd be quite good. And it's a good way of also not really standing out, isn't it? You know, you get in and out of a camper van and nobody would really think too much about it. You get out of a piano and people wonder. You get out of a bass box and it's a bit odd. And the final question or quiz.
How many Miss Lewis Moon episodes have there been?
Oh, it's a quiz. I don't know the answer to it. How many episodes or stories?
Stories.
Stories.
Rumble in the Jungle, Cyber Attacks. That was quite a long one. There was that last one. What was it called? The Zygon Invasion. Face of Gravanta, Isle of Save White, Devil Spider, Resurrection of the Dalek. Reconstruction of the Daleks. Vortex Deluxe, Power of the Cybermen. Should we count the Hunt?
Yeah.
The Hunt, Krillitane Syndrome, the Death of Weng Chiang, Awakening of the Sea Devils, Locked Out, Cyber War, Day of Dark Magic Strike. 16 stories so far.
Well done. It's amazing, isn't it? And we know that there's more to come, don't we?
Yes, we know.
We're working on. Can I just ask one final question?
Yes.
And you knew I was going to ask this because I said it to you earlier on. How many times can you think of that the TARDIS has disappeared or been taken or lost? And what's your favourite one?
Okay, so Colony in Space. I know that.
Which is what sparked the conversation, wasn't it? Whilst we were watching Colony in Space.
Curse of Peladon. I know that. There's one in Curse of the Black Spot. There are loads of stories.
Mark of the Rani.
Mark of the Rani, yeah. Mark of the Rani. Are there any more? Cool. Are there any more?
None others I can think of.
Neither can I. But I'm sure there are some more. I'm sure there are.
What would be your favourite of those?
I like the Colony in Space one. That's quite cool.
I think my favourite one, I think it's Mark of the Rani. It's the one where
no, it is that one.
It gets taken away on the
well,
and it falls down the well.
Oh god, that's a great thing.
Well, I think that brings this week's show to an end.
Yes.
We're going to go off and have some dinner now.
Finally.
So thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes. We'll
see you next week, and hopefully we'll also have the other story
behind the sofa. But next week we've got our Judge by Tenure on the 9th Doctor, we've got our second and final part of our review on Colony in Space. We've got some news. We pressed the randomizer, fun facts, and who to face.
Woo!
Woohoo! 6 bits. Wow. We'll look forward for next week when we can do that, and hopefully you'll have Behind the Sofa as well. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.